Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday Collector Showcase. This episode is number 22, and we'll be talking about Thundercats. Of course, with me, my guest host. Actually, not guest host, my main host with me, Retro Ryan. Buddy, you want to give your intro and what you do and where they can find you?
What's up, guys? Richard Ryan here. You can catch me live Tuesday nights at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, taking your 80s, 90s game requests and playing 80s, 90s toy and game footage. Yeah, this is that's one I definitely had as a kid. Show I definitely loved as a kid. Uh, Only to be second place with Masters of the Universe. For this style of a show, I'd have to say I probably preferred He-Man, but Thundercats was a close second place.
Well, you think about the fact that, the difference in tone with He-Man and Thundercats. I think that's where it kind of solidified my love for more mature content as far as cartoons, because it was definitely much more mature, and I felt the action was amazing. But yeah, Thundercats was one of those shows that me and my dad remember sitting down, watching it, recording the first couple episodes, and then on VHS, and we would watch it over and over again. And I have vivid memories of whenever we would go, he would drop us off at daycares in the morning, and they let us watch cartoons. And when Thundercats was on, I was like, leave it here, please. We would just sit there and watch Thundercats, and then all the other cartoons in the morning, and then we'd have our normal daycare routine. But man, you're talking about 4 or 5 year no well yeah 4 or 5 year old me. But
It was a little bit anime style.
yeah, it definitely was. It's almost like that. Was it uh come on, what's his name? The same guy who did the Hobbit animation, and I'm blanking. Ralph Bakshi, or the Rankin and Rest, or well, I can't even say it, Rankin and Bass. But yeah, so
Imagine if those guys were called rank ass
rank ass.
instead of ranking and bass.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be a team called rank ass.
Rank
The
ass.
monkeys would smell.
Which one's rank? Which one's ass? But yeah, no, this was a really cool cartoon. You had a really great villain. It was kind of one of the ones that my earliest memories for a show that had a villain that had two forms. You had Mumra and his mummy wraps, and with the red hood, and then when he became the bigger, bulkier version of Mumra, was pretty awesome. I don't know. I just remember how good the cartoon was. The characters, the monsters, the minions, and everything. The world building that was going on. Lino, them escaping their home planet to come home, and them crashing, but the cryogenic stasis pod that Lino was in was cracked. So this kid, who's like a 10, 12-year-old kid, is in a 30-year-old body, or a 25-year-old body. So he doesn't understand the complexity of what he's got to go through. I mean, imagine being an adult and waking up in puberty. It's like, what the hell? But I don't know. What was your first memories of the show? Did you catch it in reruns? Did you catch it when it first started?
The toys first, because what stuck out to me about playing with these ones, they had the light that you could shine.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the light?
Yep.
They could make the emblem glow, or the eyes, and I thought that was really cool. This is LJN, guys. Don't forget,
Yeah.
joke so much about LJN, shitty games like X-Men, even though they had great ones like Nightmare on Elm Street. But when it came to this toy line, they knocked it out of the park. This is a great toy line. The sculpts are detailed. The paint is great. The action features are good. They had a little, if you remember, they had a little switch in the back to get your arm punch.
Mm-hmm.
Look like a little tiny switch you hit for a lot of the figures.
Yeah, they did have action features, and then they were almost, I would say they were about 6-inch figures, like as far as the height, or maybe 5.5. So I
Still
mean,
matched up good with Motu.
yeah.
You could still interplay.
Mm-hmm. They worked well with turtles, even though they were much more thinner but taller. Um, it's one of those things when we're kids, we have this cross, um, multi-universe in our head of what we're playing with. So it's like G.I. Joes and Transformers, Turtles, and He-Man and Thundercats and all that great stuff. But it really did capture the imagination. Like I remember looking at these toys and they just stood out compared to some of the other figures. And it's surprising that they were made by LGN, because you would think that these were imported from Japan versus them being, actually produced here. But and speaking of LGN, it's kind of weird that we never got a Thundercats video game. It sucks. Oh,
You should have.
so Matt, this is the right now my that little podcast T-shirt with me and then Ryan over here with the Slimer right there. I'll have to post a picture at some point so you guys can see it again. But yeah,
I'm starting to think that one would make more sense for the toy showcase, and your Why We Collect would make more sense for your podcast.
Good.
Because it's like the podcast is like the world revolving around you.
Mm-hmm.
This one, the showcase, it's like it's about the amount of the franchises.
I
could almost do a reversal.
I could change that. I could. If you want, like, guys, I can make that change, and if I'll drop the link at some point in one of the shows if y'all want to pick up a shirt. You're welcome to it. But
think about it. Then Why We Collect doesn't even really need a shirt. That's one of the shows within Dad Level Podcast.
Mm-hmm, it is, so technically.
That logo works fine just for your show, and this one works good for the showcase.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, going back to the situation we were talking about a minute ago, why didn't we get any video games? Why? No arcades, no beat 'em ups. This would have been great as a Capcom or Konami 4-player beat 'em up where you're playing Lino, Panthro, Chitara, Tigra, or the Wily Kit and Wily Cat. Would have been awesome, right?
It would have been good, like if in the style of like Turtles Arcade NES or Manhattan Project, like in that kind of a style, but with Thundercats, that kind of a beat 'em up. Because think about it, that game already works good, like with like Leo's swords, much like Lionel could have his sword kind of doing the hack and slash,
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, even just a Super Nintendo game would be fantastic. I mean, there's no reason.
So what game would have been comparable, to use the engine from? We could just go for Turtles in Time, like use that engine, but redo all the stages in the Thundercats world.
I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't been done yet. I mean, you could technically do that now.
Well, that Motu fan made game on PC is so good that it deserves to be sold. If they can find a way to sell that, that feels like a full release. I've played it on stream. You've seen me play it. That one's really well done. So I'd say that team should just do it. Whoever did that fan made game for He-Man.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Hey guys, I want to apologize real quick. I noticed that every time I type a word, it's typing it in twice. I'll have to look at that some other time. Yeah, I'm doing good. Brian, how was your week, man? Let me get this out of the way.
I don't see that in chat. I don't see double type.
Really? It's so weird. It's like when I put how is everyone's, I put how is everyone's weekend, but it put how twice.
No, it didn't.
That's so weird. Let me refresh the thing. So
I got the chat pulled up right now. It's not.
Okay, okay. That is so weird. All right,
Must be on your end.
yeah, it's got to be on my end. It
That
is.
virus you got, Vince. You know, too much of that anime titty stuff. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Downloaded too much hentai, right? All right. Anyway, don't see double. Thanks, guys. Let me test it out again. Test. Okay, good. It's fixed. All right, cool. But yeah, no, you know, I don't know who did the hack for that. I mean, I think it would be easily done. I mean,
Well, it's not even a hack. It's a full-fledged game they built from the ground up.
mm-hmm.
It's not a hack. Anything else?
Well, what do you think about them doing a maybe taking, what was it, the Shredder's? I mean, it doesn't have to be in that art style, but like how well that was done as far as Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, if they made the sprites not little and pussy.
Well, they couldn't go with that type of animation style. It's got to be a little bit more gritty to represent the cartoon a little bit better. But yeah, no, we can get into the figures here. So let me pull that up. So it's kind of weird how they have all of this stuff associated on the site. So they have like heroes, and they got, because like the playset, you know, the playset for the Thundercats, it's under accessories. It's not under vehicles. There's not even a, you know, playset tab. But
it's okay because I hate seeing that playset because it's on my #1 Grail piece that I need. I have Mumra's tomb, but I do not have the Thundercats layer. And the Thundercats layer is my #1 Grail. If there's anything I could add to my collection that I'm missing, it's that. And every time I see it, it pisses me off. And when what's their name reissued it and put it out,
Super 7, yes,
it's fucking $500 and ridiculously oversized that it takes up a whole bedroom.
But it's got electronics, and lights, and sounds, man. It's like almost a dude. Like, have you seen some of the videos?
Ain't nobody got space for that.
No, but I mean, if you got a space for a G.I. Joe flag, then you got space for that Super 7.
Yeah, that would be the only thing to compare it to, the size.
Size-wise, yeah. Or I would almost say it's kind of in vein or in line with the Defiant a little bit. The space shuttle with the launch bay for G.I. Joe. But
even that is kind of
still smaller, yeah. All right, so basically we'll get into the heroes. And then get into the henchmen.
If anybody ever, listen, word to the gods, if anybody ever finds out somebody that they know trying to sell a Thundercats layer, hit your boy up. I'll pay fair. I'm just not going to pay eBay price for it because then I'll just go to fucking eBay. But if you got a friend that has one and they want to let it go at a bro discount, I got you. And not only that, if you got a friend that'll sell me one, I'll give you at least $75 just for finding the person. You'll get $75 from me cash just for coming up with somebody to buy it from. So there'll be a finder's fee for you.
Yeah, I gotta see if I can. I've already tried to reach out to some of my connections to try to find the layer for you, but we'll have to go from there. All right, so let's go over. We'll go in a weird order here. At least that should be logical. So apparently there was 2 versions of Lino. I really only remember the red hair version, so we'll go to that one first.
Yeah, there are the multiple variants. I couldn't even tell you which one I have.
I'd have to look at. My dad has my original one. We have like Lino, Mumra. What was it? Jackalman, Vulture Man, and I think Panthro. Oh, well, Dad's in chat, so he'll be able to tell you which ones we have. But So Ryan's looking for. We'll go into that here in a minute. What Ryan's looking for. We'll pop that up first after that. Well, actually, you know what? Let's do that now. So people who are looking, who want to know what Ryan's looking for.
They want to know. They heard that I'm going to pay that $75 finder's fee just for fun coming up with somebody.
So Ryan is looking for the Thundercats lair. This playset right here.
But remember, I won't pay eBay price now. It's got to be bro price. But if you find it for me, you will get $75 just for coming up with somebody that has it for sale at a good price.
Considering the price for this thing is almost the price for what people were paying for the new layer for Super 7. Yeah.
I really don't have, I'm kind of fortunate in that I've been collecting so long, I don't really have any other grails at this point. That's just it. Because I just refuse to, drop like $500 on it. But what's up, Wolfman?
So you gotta love the box art for this thing, right?
Yeah.
The Electronic Cats Lair.
What's up, Floyd?
What's up, Dad? Mike, Linda, Matt. Who else? We got Jason in here. We got Boiling Blood. We have Henny God Slick. Hummus Brother. Hummus Hero is in here. Tib was saying hi, because I know they're streaming right now. Stark and everything.
Yeah, I'd want this even more than Eternia playset.
Dude, that Eternia playset is so good, though.
It is. But like, all the strings and for all the vehicles to travel on, the pulley system, whatever you call that, it's like a hang glide. It sounds like a monorail.
Yeah, the monorail that actually works. It's crazy.
The Eternia ski lift playset.
Yeah. It's like when Skeletor and He-Man are tired of battle, they go up to the slopes and hang out on the gondola of New Eternia, or the Eternia playset.
I could see that Swiss Alps He-Man. Skiing He-Man.
He doesn't need it. Yeah, he still rocks just a loincloth going skiing, right? Because he doesn't get affected by the temperature of the elements.
You know who would not need any kind of ski gear is Grizzlor, with looking like Chewbacca, all furry. He's warm enough.
Dude,
Grizzlor is good.
He'd have to go get a shave just to deal with the hot temperature and climates. All right. Enough of the... Yeah, we're now... We need more of the shenanigans. This is what makes the show great. All right, so this is the red-haired version of Lino. Came with Snarf. You had his Sword of Omens and the Claw. His gauntlets. I forgot how they did the blister packs on these. They were like almost like just bubbles around them instead of the normal flat. Still love the card art. And that was the thing. Their eyes lit up with the battery thing here.
Yeah, that's what I loved about them.
Yeah.
I had never seen that.
Still a great figure. I don't know. It doesn't have the... See, like these early ones, they didn't have... Some of them didn't have the play feature. Like, I think the feature that they had was the light up eyes on some of them.
Mine definitely has the action feature. The switch on the back for that. I'll tell you guys some good news about collecting Thundercats. A lot of the figures are not that expensive. If you look at the main releases, we're talking $5, $10. That's the good news for you guys.
Oh yeah,
now,
these are not expensive.
If you're talking about like a complete Lino is still expensive, a complete Mumra, stuff like that. But I'm talking about a lot of the side characters that are in the early line. They're not that much money, $5, $10. So but then there's a ton of rare ones too. Like, I'll tell you some of the higher priced ones. Just I remember from off the top of my head from when I bought them. I remember what still cost me a lot.
Red hair had more fun.
Firecrotch Lino. Lohan Lino.
All I could think of is that Saturday Night Live skit where the kid wishes his Lino and He-Man to come to life, and then they go off to go Follow mom to the bedroom. Um,
I don't remember that episode.
dude, I have to say it's hilarious.
Sure, you weren't watching just some porn, Vince. What episode was that?
I'll show you, dude. It's hilarious. It's like
That sounds.
I think it's like it's
TV.
it's Chris Pratt as He-Man, and then I can't remember who the other guy is playing Lino. Yeah, with Secret Power Ring.
Oh man, that Lino that comes with Snarf. Oh, come on now.
Yeah, because
That's a deal right there.
considering the fact that you couldn't even get him if you
Oh.
now you have to buy him separately.
Ready for a nitpick? Okay.
Go for it.
Without sounding phallic, why in the mother of fuck is Lionel's sword always bent? It's always bent. Every time you see it on a listing, look at it even in the packaging. It is bent right at the top. Okay.
Well, it's because they used a softer plastic. I think at this time, you know, they were starting to try to be, oh my god, the kid's gonna stab them in the eye. Let's make it soft plastic so it can't be stabbed.
True, but it's glaringly clear that it's bent. You know, I can't. My eye goes right to that.
Oh, I do
It's
too.
just a small nitpick, but you know, we gotta have our swords straight here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's like him going to battle with Mamra, and he's like, there's something wrong with your sword. Alright, so let's get over to Panthro. What's not to love? Well,
Lionel's hair was very like hair metal, like, you know what I mean, glam rock. It's very like
which is hilarious because the fact that the music is very rockin'.
yeah, so much shred guitar on Thundercats. So much tapping, bends, solos.
So you would think that they would have got a better figure for Panthro here. He looks like he's the poster child for You Got Milk commercials or the billboards and stuff. Like the part of his mouth that would have been white looks like it's just milk stains on his face.
Yeah, Panthro's looking a little bit like your uncle that was like, you know, hooked the barbecue up outside on Labor Day, you know?
Oh man. Yeah, there you go. There's your action feature. Even though he's in that crotch stand, the crouch stance that you would have got with the turtles, so it's very I gotta take a shit look.
He also is like give me the Spock ears, you know?
Mm-hmm. Can't do that, Captain. It's highly
At least he didn't have the Spock haircut.
So it's like,
He's
okay,
awesome, so.
Battle-matic action, secret lever, moves arm, makes arm move. Sorry. I'm like, what? It's secret, right? You're telling me on the box? No, but I love this character. He's basically the mechanic
Oh yeah.
of the group. He ain't gonna take no shit from anybody. So I don't remember the fact that they did that, where you got the figures with Wily Kit and Wily Cat. But here's...
Yeah, that was kind of a nice you know, but the preferred version of Snarf, which is not the one I have, is the movable arms and limbs Snarf. Because I have that. It looked like the one that came with him in the 2-pack. It's just a PVC, which is the one I have. There is a Snarf that came with movable arms and legs.
Mm-hmm.
And I unfortunately do not have that, even with my extensive Thundercats vintage collection. I have most of the figures. I do not have the movable arms and limbs Snarf. Mine's the PVC.
The one thing I can say though is that this whole line, all the characters look like they're screen accurate.
Exactly.
And that's
Not
a
like,
really good plus.
It's not like even Motu where you know, we're missing mustaches, where you know the facial features are different sometimes.
Yep. Or like even some movie properties like, you know, Demolition Man with Edgar Friendly. He looks like he was gonna go to an S&M party. But yeah, what's not to love about Tiger? He was a cool character in the show. But it's there's not much I can say about the figure. He looks good. He works. It's really cool being able to get these figures again because, you know, they're a really good representation of what the show was.
Oh, so Floyd says they Rankin Bass co-produced Thundercats.
Yep.
Characters with Ted Wolf. Don't you like the utilization on like the aqua colors? There's something about the aqua and the orange that
really go pop. They go well. So the one thing I can say though, I mean, the card art leaves a lot to the imagination. I mean, like, the figure is what pops mainly from the card art.
The card art's a little basic, a little black, like black kind of basic.
Compared to all the other toys we've been looking at lately, this one is very bland.
Bland card art. You're not wrong.
So, and I know that, like, with the 2012, I think it was, Thundercats relaunch, which is really good, by the way, if you guys haven't seen it. Reed basically retells the story of the team and where they're from. It actually had the original voice actor for Lionel come back to do the voice for his father. But the reason why that show got canceled was because the fact that the toys didn't sell well. And it's because they had like 3 different lines. They had a small version. They had ones that were the 6-inch size. And then they were re-releasing the original figures too, but with more articulation. Very similar to what Motu's doing with the Origins line for Masters of the Universe. But Mattel, not Motu, Mattel. But it sucks. So I think the reason why Thundercats didn't last as long as it could have was because of the toy lines. I don't think the toy line sold as well. And looking at that card art amongst everything else, unless you were watching the show, I don't know if this would have drawn your attention to collect them or not.
I think Thundercats sold good. Here's why. On the basis that every flea... I look at like the flea market example. Anytime you're at a flea market, you see a few of them scattered. You know, a few of the basic first line, first wave. You see them. You see them like you see vintage Motu. Every flea market you see a few. Every flea market you see a few turtles, vintage. Every flea market you see a few real Ghostbusters. Now I can give you lines all day that I never see at flea markets. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like you almost never see vintage Boglins, the vintage one. You almost never see vintage Mad Balls.
Part of those for those 2 that you're talking about is the material that they were made out of. And depending on like the environments they were stored in, they would have deteriorated.
I'll be right back, Vince.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll be right back.
And the other thing too is like for the Thundercats though, is that even with like you see them at the flea markets or you're going to like toy shops, resale, thrift places, you got to factor in that part of it is that there was product still on the shelves that people got secondhand that didn't sell well when it was on the floor. So, you know, you wonder if like some of the stuff was just backstocked and never moved and then ended up into somebody's hands later on. Could it be the lack of advertising on the show or the toy line? It should have been a seller just from nostalgia alone. Well, Yeah, you're not wrong on that. But and I just read what my dad said. Why does he look like something out from Alien Nation? He needs some spoiled milk, Dad. Maybe that's what it was. They're kind of cat aliens in Alien Nation. But back to what you're saying, Boiling. I don't know. You would think that, but like I think of it this way: how many kids did you know back in the day that actually knew about Thundercats? Like my collective of friends knew about it, but like you're thinking of like that's what maybe 20 people out of all the other people that I went to school with that didn't talk about the show. You got so I don't know. It just depends on like if kids were watching shows at that time, what toy places they went to. But in retrospective, Thundercats has gotten more of a cult following. So, we've had a newer series released for it that went like 2 seasons. So it just depends. I mean, I haven't looked into it, so it'd be a good thing to look at. One of the great things about this line is that they were produced. Yes, yeah, and the line got better. Yes, that is 100% true. So we'll get into Chitara here. Awesome female character with the ability of speed. I wouldn't have known about Thundercats if it weren't for my older brother. See that, and that's the thing too. You sometimes certain cartoons are lost through the generations, and if there's not someone to usher that into the next generation or be a shepherd for it or a gatekeeper to show people about this stuff, and I hate the gatekeeper thing, but like doorman, I don't know, to basically pass the torch onto the next generation. Like I haven't watched the show with my son yet. I'm going to, but I don't have it on DVD or Blu-ray. I have the second series, which was the remake, which is great, but I haven't watched that yet with him either. But I will eventually get to it. But he's 10. I got time. Very cool figure. Sadly, there were so many knockoffs for this line. Maybe they should have advertised more to peeps that were in their mid-30s back in the day when the series was rebooted. The problem is that the true problem, but for one, it was on Cartoon Network, which is not an issue because everybody was watching Cartoon Network when the show came out, between Adult Swim and all that. The problem was the show ratings were really good. The toys weren't selling well, so that canceled the TV show. And that's the problem, is that when you make a show based on a toy in this day and age, it's likely to fail because the success of this product is based off of the merchandise than the actual show itself. Yeah, fakes don't help either. Yep. And I remember her power pole is very similar to Goku's power pole, where it would extend, if I remember correctly. It's been so long since I've watched this show too. I think I've been waiting to watch it with my son. But here is the Chitara with Wily hit. I mean, it's a kind of a cheap way to get the two kids in there and to have them in the static pose instead of actually designing the articulation that would go into these smaller figures. And if you're not sure if they're going to sell, it's a way to do it. Mum. See, here we go, isn't it? Yeah, he was a mail away. I didn't realize that either. Mumra was a mail away. That's crazy. At least him in his mummy form. The flip side nowadays, where they remake classic shows like this, where shows suck so bad the toys wouldn't even sell either way. So the what, the Voltron series on Netflix, that was really good all the way through, and then they did sell some toys, but that wasn't the driving factor of the show. You know, I think if the show was either produced on Netflix and then, or Netflix got the rights to it to continue the show for the purposes of that, it would have continued. But yeah, I don't know. Here's Bengali. Sad thing is, some of these characters, I know who they are. I don't remember them as far as like what their backstory is. So bear with me. Almost a repaint of Tigra as far as the head sculpt goes. Definitely a little bit different sculpting on the actual body and the clothing. Yo, Ikun, how's it going, man? Ryan stepped away for a moment, so I'm keeping things going. The show needs to be good, and the merch, i.e. toys and accessories, should sell for the toys. You're 100% right on that, Boiling. Part of, I think, the other reason for the show died, I think, Dad, when did Toys R Us close down? Wasn't it like 2013, 2014? Let me look. Yeah, when did Toys R Us close? 2018, so shit, okay. So, well after the show died. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure there was still a decline on toy sales, though. But with everything else coming out, that was coming out at that time, you know, between G.I. Joe Generations, you had, G.I. Joe Transformers Generations, you had... Oh, man, there was a lot of stuff. I have to... Getting my timelines mixed up here. I have to think about some of the stuff that was going on back then, but I know that these figures were shelf warmers. Not these figures particularly, but the 2012 series. Hachiman? I think that's how you pronounce it. This is the random human samurai guy. Problem 2, at one point, some journalist, or should I say journalist, kept shitting on the 80s and 90s cartoons, stating that the cartoons are just made to sell toys. I mean, what's wrong with that? Well, because we don't want to sell products to our kids, right? As we stop selling the cereals to kids and everything else to kids, and it's like, yeah. Definitely a figure we never had. Honestly, from what he looks like a character from Ronin Warriors. The original Thundercats lines were pretty damn bulky. Like, they legit felt really, really well built. Yes, that is true. And that was one of the things you could say about LGN Toys. They were a good competitor compared to Hasbro and Kenner at the time and Mattel. So this is definitely a good alternative to He-Man and some of that stuff going on. Here's Jaga, the Obi-Wan Kenobi of the Thundercats show. Good point. They stopped selling them Happy Meals and McDonald's too, so at least it's not as prevalent or advertised as much. The remake for He-Man, Thundercats, Voltron, and later Transformers, TMNT were, yes, they were far superior and better storytelling. That is 100% correct, Ed. Because like the 2003 Turtle series, which was more closer to the comic, the Mirage comic, than the original 80s cartoon. So it took storylines from that. And then the 2011 Turtles CGI series was really good as well. One of my favorite memories was when we saved up on box tops and ordered the mail-in Mumra exclusive. That's awesome. I think the way we ended up getting Mumra was later on as at a flea market, because he was one of the ones I don't think we ever actually, because we didn't collect enough of the figures for this. And then the most of the figures we got later on was because we went to flea markets or secondary shops that sold toys and stuff. Still a very solid, good figure here. It goes back to the whole bending of the sword. It's so awful. Ryan would be freaking out over here. But he's got that cloth cape, guys. That's pretty awesome. I didn't actually watch much of the Thundercats reboot. It's really good. Give it a shot. I think you can get the whole complete series, at least as far as they got, for pretty cheap on Amazon right now for Blu-ray, or on Blu-ray. I'd go grab my copy, but it's buried behind a bunch of other stuff at the moment on my shelves. Linkso. Don't know what to say much about this guy here. They didn't actually get, like, so they gave Mumra a new origin. They actually dealt with space and technology more than the original series did. I think I was too busy binging beers and chasing women when that came out. Now I have time to revisit that. hey, no problem, man. No, I mean, by the time that I was what, married for 4 years by the time the 2012 series came out. So I was living that home life and hanging out with friends and stuff. So I get it. All
right, what figure we at? What's up, Ikun? What's up, Blood?
So we were looking at Lynx. I don't remember this character. Linkso. Mr. Orange and Black over here. Or orange, black, and red.
Which ones did I miss?
Okay, so we talked about Linkso. We talked about Bengali.
Bengali's an expensive one. and
Yeah, the blue.
I had to get him from like I got him at a decent price from like Europe, but he's not in perfect condition. He's like a $200 figure, dude, at least.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's no joke.
Well, here you
I
go.
just remember, getting him, and I don't have the hammer with him, but I got him maybe for 80.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he came from Europe, and I was like waiting on the weird like custom shipping to go through, and I was like, please go through. But yeah, that's like a $200 figure. If I look it up right now, let's see what it goes for today. Bengali. Thundercats. Bengali. Vintage. All right, let's see. $240, bro.
Jeez, and that's
God, with the fucking.
Is that carded
dude,
or just
complete-
loose? Just loose.
Loose with the hammer, $400. Your boy, Rye Dog got scooped him up for 80, son, from Europe.
Yeah, and how long ago was that though? Keep in mind, we got to look at that too. How long ago was that?
5 years ago.
Okay, see, that's the big difference because, like.
But I remember even then, in the U.S., he was going for like 150 loose without the hammer. Now we're talking 240 without the hammer, 300 with it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the highest priced Thundercats.
What's up, Phil? We're talking Thundercats, brother.
Yo, Philly T.
So, Hachi Man, I think is how you say it. The ninja, the samurai, the Ronin Warriors character.
He's one of the more affordable ones.
Well, he doesn't look like, I mean, looking at him, like I was saying earlier, he doesn't look like he would be a part of that line.
I know. He's like $8, $12 all day long on eBay.
Dad said the reason why Bengali was so expensive is because of Siegfried and Roy, because of their tigers.
I always want to call him Benghazi too, accidentally, but then that's, you're thinking of Hillary.
Yeah.
The incident, but Bengali. But I can never remember Bengali, but I always want to say Benghazi because I can't remember Bengali.
Yeah. No, it's all right. And then I was talking about Jaga, how like amazing this figure looks, especially with the cloth cape. But what was hilarious, once you see him, I'll show you the card art for him. The sword is clearly bit inside the plastic. It's awful. It's completely, utterly awful.
Sven Jolly.
Hey, we got to get the obligatory Orange Gina figure in here somewhere.
It's Orange Gina Lino coming up. Orange hair, Orange Gina Lino.
But look at the sword, man. Look how bent it is in there. It came out of the slot. And that's probably because of heat damage.
Dude, I really miss... My whole childhood was, even from when I was really young, like 4 or 5 years old. We've gone over this a million times, but this was in my heart forever. My grandmother would take me to KB Toys. We walked the toy aisle, and it was a much more limited but very well curated action figure line. So not like Toys R Us where you had a million extras of each figure. You maybe had 1 or 2, but an extremely well curated action figure wall. And sometimes I would pick up figures that I had never seen the show. Now Thundercats was different. I had seen it, so I picked up some, but this is where I would get figures like for Captain Power. I really like the Vac metal on him.
Mm-hmm.
I had never seen the show. That was a hard show to even see when the fuck that was even on.
Yeah, it was. It was very difficult.
Another one that was I'm trying to think of the.
That was because
I don't want to get off on too many tangents, but like this is the exact kind of toy line that would have caught my eye as a kid, even if I hadn't seen the show, which I did. But my eyes just went to whatever figure popped, whatever I thought was cool. It may be a G.I. Joe one week, it may be a Transformers the next. I mean, how the hell else did I end up with like some Boglins? I just thought they looked cool. I had to have it. Sometimes that's all it took as a kid. You don't always have to know the show. You're just like, what is that? I love it.
Well, yeah, exactly. That was part of the magic. Sometimes you didn't even know a show existed until you saw the figure on a card at a grocery store or some random place you went to with your parents or your grandparents, or happened to go to KB or Toys R Us. I mean, it's funny, you talk about like going into Toys R Us and how it was like well curated, but like every time, because we went to KB, it was a mess. There was toys everywhere. It was like a bunch of 5-year-olds ran in and grabbed stuff off the shelf, so we're taking it up to the counters, and their parents told them, no, you can only get one. So they had to walk them back, and they just shoved them on the shelf.
I was in a small town in Connecticut. Maybe it was like a little more...
Oh, you're right.
Not as ransacked.
Correct, and also maybe a little bit more respect than in a big city where hey, you have different cultures that or parents that and the way they teach their kids or discipline them or don't discipline them. But I mean, don't get me wrong. There was times I would go to KB and I'd find some great stuff. I mean, hell, that's where I found a lot of my Metal Gear Solid figures from that McFarlane did. But it's funny. I remember. I don't remember seeing a whole lot of the figures on the shelf though. Like, I remember sections, but they were usually picked through.
Like, KB was much more limited stock, but well curated, meaning that you could go from like one peg to the next and jump toy lines, right? Whereas like you'd go into Toys R Us, there'd be a wall of Turtles. Mm-hmm. There'd be a wall of G.I. Joe. I didn't have that luxury. I had a much more limited stock in a small Connecticut town, KB Toys. And that's literally the only toy store I had. Yeah. I had no Toys R Us's in Connecticut, period, in the small town I lived in. So, but I kind of feel lucky, Vince, because it's like,
oh yeah,
if you're in Toys R Us, you're overwhelmed as a small child, 5-year-old. You can't even reach up high to grab stuff. KB Toys, everything is arm length. As a little boy,
yes, it was.
You can grab it
because it was designed. Oh yeah, no, I totally do. And the thing too about it is like what my dad was trying to type out there. Like, you may have had one in your town. Like here in Houston, there was one in every mall, and then we had like 3 outlet stores depending on what side of Houston you're on. Like, there was one that we used to go to that was when we were heading to Galveston, and it was in an outlet mall. And it was like just like this area with a bunch of different outlet stores of just stuff where they move merch. And I'd find Transformers and old toys that I hadn't seen on the shelf in like 5-10 years maybe, because they just had this stuff overstocked sitting inside their warehouses that they couldn't move. And it was fantastic. But like, that's part of that whole thing for you, is like when you have a single town with a single store, yeah, they're gonna move their numbers. They're gonna know their clientele better than if they're in a bigger city where you may have people coming from in and out of town. You may have people that like have never been to a toy store and they're overwhelmed by it. But I enjoyed what the experience was for KB, and it was something that's missed now. Toys R Us is missed. Like, I hate going. I go to Walmart, but I don't like their toy section because it's always.
I get so pissed when I leave Walmart. I want to put my fist through a wall when I leave Walmart. First of all, it's the same fucking bullshit on the toy wall every fucking time, dude. I leave there furious. I'm like, why did I waste my gas on this fuckhole of hillbillies in here? Walking around this Walmart, at least when I go to Target, I might at least see a few women with a hot ass on them, not a bunch of hillbilly looking fucks in Walmart. No disrespect to anybody that shops in Walmart, but it's what they dress like in there. And at least the Target has a pretty well stocked, at least the one by me, NECA section, because the one in Walmart, they got this little bullshit shelf in the movie section that sucks. They got like 10 figures in there, and they all got like ripped covers on them from the kids that manhandled it, running around like little monsters in the movie section, ripping apart all the NECA toys, breaking the knobs off the arcade one-ups like little fucking hooligans. So at least in Target, there's a little bit of class. But Don't get me wrong, I leave pissed off at Target too, because I waste my gas on going there. And you know what? Half the time, I'll just rather end up paying over 10. I'd rather overpay just $10 and get the figure I needed on stupid eBay and ship to my door in 2 days than have to battle traffic, waste gas, risk accidents, and get into in my car just to battle your way through Walmart, dude. The amount of time, like, I'm like, Vince, my accuracy for like getting stuff at Walmart, Target, 20% of the time out of 100 is the only time I find stuff. Maybe 20% of the time I go in there.
It depends on the lines too, though. That's what sucks, man. Because like, I don't know how many times I can go into Walmart and I can usually find Masters of the Universe figures that I'm looking for over anything else. Like even like Transformers, it's hit and miss. Like they got all this extra stuff from Transformers 1. They don't really have any Studio Series figures. Then, you know, you go in and there's like the same turtle figures that you see at both locations, unless you go to the movie area, the electronics area, and you see some of the NECA stuff. And then it's hit and miss. But like even with Target, as well kept as it is, like at certain locations, like a lot of times, man, like that area where they put all the collectibles, like the NECA figures, the pop vinyls, all that stuff is just ransacked, man. And it's like, and it's all disorganized. Part of it's the fact that you know, when NECA comes in, they, you know, they're a rep that brings the figures in instead of it being ordered through trucks like normal toys. And like some of that stuff is picked through, and it's a pain in the ass when you're trying to look for stuff, you know. And that's what's great sometimes about being in some of these collector groups and stuff that we're in. But
my biggest beef with Walmart, though, without getting on too much of a tangent in this, is they won't even price match their own site when it's sold and shipped by Walmart. I've been in this store, and they are so incompetent that I show them a video game, and it says sold and shipped by Walmart, on sale 30. They say, we can't match that. I say, it's your own site, bro. It's sold and shipped by you. And they won't price match it. Because I don't know if they just trained them bad, or they don't realize they can, but Target, they never deny me to price match their online. They never deny me. Best Buy, they never deny me to price match their own site. So I want the Walmarts to just go to hell, dude. Well, I can't stand them.
Maybe if Walmarts weren't so like everywhere. I mean, literally there is one on my way to my work, and then there's two more if I go past my work. I mean, they're like everywhere. It's like a convenience store almost. You know, you have like Stop and Go here, 7-Eleven here, somewhere over here, and it's like, well, which one do I want to go to today? Do I want to deal with all the nonsense? You know, because sometimes you can get lucky, though, with going to Walmart's, depending on the location. If it's in a more rich neighborhood, you might get lucky to find some of that stuff that you're looking for. Or you can risk going to the lower-end locations, and you can find the toys that these guys aren't even looking for in the first place, but it just happens to get shipped there. But I get it. I do get it, man. Like, it's ridiculous at times what the state of toys are and how difficult it is to find stuff.
Let me do one positive on Walmart. You know what they got that's really impressive in mine? This massive wall of TV shows, complete series like the DVD or the Blu-ray, a massive wall, really impressive. Like I'm talking every sitcom, like from like MacGyver to Full House to Knight Rider to Miami Vice to it's an they don't have anything like that at Target for whatever reason. But I go to Walmart and I'm always like blown away. The cartoons too. They got like every series, like the full series of Turtles on DVD, the full series of so like to give it like a one thing that's props to Walmart. I'm impressed by that that they have extensive stock of TV shows and sitcoms because I really do love those from the 80s and 90s. And I'm impressed that they have those in an abundance and cartoons. So I do have to give them that.
Well, their toy sections used to be like that. Their movie sections and video game sections were great. It was also nice, like whenever like that first couple years the Switch was out, you could go to Walmart and get them for the games for like $10 off what normal retail for everywhere else was. So there was advantages going to Walmart, but none of that stuff is there anymore. And then they slowly start to condense this stuff because, you know, they're going to design the store to look the way they need it to for the clientele that comes in. If they don't have enough people that are coming in to buy certain toys, they're going to remove that stuff and have other stuff that is moving. So it's frustrating when I know that certain G.I. Joes are out, the classified stuff. I can't go to a Walmart and find any classified figures. I have to go to Target, or I'm going to have to go to Big Bad Toy Store, or all my online stuff, because I can't find it in store. Or I run the risk of that there's tons of resellers and collectors in my area, or throughout Houston. So like, in one of the groups I'm in, they're going, hey, there's 5 of them here, and then by the time I get over there, they're gone. It's like, it makes it frustrating. And eventually we do plan to get the Thundercats on this Thundercat. Yes, Ian Malcolm, we'll get there. All right, I guess, Ryan, we want to move off this soapbox that we've been on for about 10-15 minutes now to get back to Thundercats.
Guys, when we're talking toys, it's always going to turn into a shit on Walmart stream, at least for 5 minutes. We got to get it out of the system.
Or shit on the everything else in the world that or rant about the brands or movies that have come out. You know that Jack Black owned the rights to the Thundercats property to do a film for it a couple years ago, right?
Really?
Yeah. You know what he wanted? You know what he wanted to do with that movie? He wanted to make it where it was they were a band.
Oh God.
Called the Thundercats, and then they had to do, and it was like the most Josie and the Pussycats bullshit that I've ever heard of. And I'm glad it never got made.
I'm surprised because I would think Jack would know better than that.
I would think so too. I really would, but it seemed like what Seth Rogen does.
Well, they fucked up Jumanji. Whatever the fuck they did with Jumanji, I don't even know what that is. I don't care for that.
Well, it was supposed to be the whole thing. The whole thing with those 2 Jumanji movies was the fact that it was talked about in the first one that the Jumanji game changes depending on the generation it's found. So when those 2 movies came out, it changed into a video game instead of a board game. And it kind of played with what they were telling in the original movie. That's why they went in that direction.
Yeah, because most of the time I love Jack Black because he's...
Oh, I do too.
He's a man after my ilk because he's an actor, guitarist, songwriter, comedian.
Mm-hmm.
I have so much respect when people are multifaceted because usually you just get an actor. Usually you just get a musician. The fact that he can do all those things, I'm impressed with. But yeah, if that was his plan for Thundercats, fuck that.
Wait a minute. Hummus just said that Walmart just offered the channel a sponsorship deal. Really? Did we? Holy shit. All right, I'll take that sponsorship.
But they said we can't use the sponsorship deal in Walmart. It's online only.
It's online only? Yeah, we're screwed. Yeah. All right. Because, I mean, how bad is it whenever they have an exclusive, their version of the collector's weekend or whatever they do, like Target does? The toy haul or thing that they... Yeah.
They're giving us a sponsorship that's sold and shipped by Walmart, so we can do it online. But we cannot say we're sponsored if we're ever in the store. We're not. We're no longer a sponsor.
Yeah.
It's the way that works. So no discount in store. This is the way that works.
All right. So what do we know about Pumra here, or Pumra or Pumira?
She could have lived in the world of Hook, the movie, right?
She looks like she would have been a Josie Cat's villain, right?
She looks like she would have been the girlfriend of Rufio. Rufio.
She has the skunk cat.
She looks like she is Rogue's hot little sister.
So this is
With less booty.
I mean, she looks like she's got a purse. I mean, she doesn't look like she fits the universe. I mean, she looks like she's like going to the mall.
Rufio. Rufio. She looks like she could also live in the Flintstones world.
Yeah, I can see that. It's hilarious that you said Peter Pan, because I was thinking the same thing. Maybe it's the elf ears. I don't know.
Vin would smash.
Vin would smash. Who else would smash? I don't know.
She would smash her Pumira.
So, I mean, would she... Hold on. I mean, she looks like a Priss, like, or like a type that would be too much to handle. I mean, she does look like a futuristic, like, Valley Girl.
She looks like a Thundercats hoe. What you're saying?
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god. Lionel was driving a Thunder Tank and then turned down the wrong street and was almost picked up by her. She's not feeling enough. She looks like a quarter cat. She looks like an elf, honestly.
She looks like she's from Santa's workshop.
She deals with the naughty kids. Oh, man. Mama, I'm sure hard to handle now. Yes, ma'am. Alright, Snowman of Hook Mountain. What do we got? Isn't this one of the Walrus guys?
Let's see.
Or is this like a...
Oh, I have this figure. Yeah, this one's affordable. As long as you don't need it with all the accessories. If you get it with the helmet and the sword.
Honestly, when you put the helmet on, it looks like the Shrek helmet. Like, I expect there to be Shrek's face underneath the helmet.
He's like unrecognizable with the helmet on. Like I have mine with just the helmet off because I don't have the helmet. But
she belongs in the Elves of Riverdale. Rivendell. Yeah. There's a crossover. Archie meets Middle Earth. She was Lion-O's side hustle.
All right, if we look at Snowman of Hook Mountain's face,
yes,
he's giving me some Harry and the Hendersons vibe right here. Look at his face.
I can see it.
Isn't that very Harry and the Hendersons?
What was it? The guy that played Clark in The Thing he was in a movie. Wasn't it? Oh, was it a freaking License to Drive? The dad?
The dad from License to Drive?
Yeah. Doesn't that have that kind of his beard look there?
Yeah. He was also funny in Risky Business, interviewing Tom Cruise for the scholarship or whatever.
Yeah. I have to pass out. Have a great rest of your stream. Cheers, everyone. I'll leave you on in the background. No worries, Jason. Have a good night, brother. Have a good day at work.
Later, Great White. I'm sorry Donnie Douche is trying to steal your country.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
And he's trying to steal it and call it More America. He's trying to call it Mo-America.
It's all America. That's what he wants.
Me and Vince don't approve of that.
No.
GWN, just so you know, we're not we're not on with that bullshit.
This is Space Walrus.
We need to. Can we get that guy that was like, leave Britney alone? Leave Canada alone.
I wonder whenever we all took economics and government in school and stuff, and the things that we had to learn, because those are the two classes we had to take in either our senior year or our junior year, and how things work. And I don't think tariffs work the way. I don't think that works. I don't think that word means what you think it means.
It's terrifying, Vince.
It is
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying. All right. No more politics. All right, we're getting back into the show.
America.
America. Fuck yeah. Here to save. I don't know.
I do think every day he just spins the globe and puts his finger blindly on something. We're gonna take Turkey. Just spin the globe, just put your finger down. We're gonna take Istanbul. Spin the globe, point.
It would have been a better than Comerica in the NES game. Carmen Sandiego? Where in the world? Huh.
This guy's another affordable one. Tuska. He's like an $8 to $10 figure.
He needs a helmet, man. Like, he looks like he was wearing a spacesuit or a diver suit. Coming again to save the MF and Day. Yes, exactly. You'd look like that too if you traveled through that far in a litter box. What's up, Adan? How you doing, man?
Yo, Adan.
Safe flight. Hopefully. I mean, of course you made it. So you're here chatting. So no craziness like we're having here with planes. All right, so I think that's all of the heroes that we've gone through.
Tuska also is very vigilant with his flossing and brushing. He uses some whitening toothpaste from Crest.
Mm-hmm. We're going to look at the evil mutants. First off, we got to go to the mail order, the mail away, Mummy Mumra. Yeah, safely kind of in time. Nice. Okay, good. See, we were talking about mail-aways. I didn't realize he was a mail-away.
That's what I'm saying. How you doing the main villain in a fucking mail-away, dude?
I don't know. Because he doesn't have much action figures other than holding the staff.
Maybe because there's the two versions. This is like old man Mumra version, like
Yes.
hooded. And then there's the other more badass Mumra.
It's the ripped. I've come here to pump you up.
It's just very like Palpatine.
It is very Palpatine. Do it. Travels. Did you make any make it to video games in New York? Alright, so since we did that Mumra, the Melloway, we'll do the other Mumra.
Great figure, even with lack of articulation, it's still a great figure.
Oh, hell yeah. It represents him very nicely. I mean, it's really good. I mean, he's, in a way, kind of like he's got that blue skin condition that Skeletor had.
But now the far superior Mumra in beast mode.
Beast mode.
This is full roided HGH Mumra.
I'm melting. Okay, so let's see.
This is testosterone treatment, fully roided, Arnold's Gym, Gold's Gym membership Mumra.
He's like Piccolo, wish for Dragon Balls to make him younger. Yeah, there you go. Evil King Piccolo.
And I have him with his bulldog too. What's the bulldog's name? It's just a PVC figure.
Yeah, I can't remember what his dog's name is. Ravage.
Ravage. Okay,
There
I
you
never
go.
remember that.
It looks like the dog is like scraping his butt on the ground, like it's got shit stuck to its ass. Just because like it just, I don't know.
I know it's funny that because, like I was saying, like the Lion-O and the Mumra, the 2-pack, they just give you the PVC, but later on in the line, I don't know if they showed in this toy guide, but late in the line they give you the full articulation, a Snarf and this dog. So, which is weird.
That's scary, Vin. He said the manager at his old job looked just like Mumra. A chick, though.
It's like a bald-headed chick, then a bald-headed hoochie. That's what Mumra was getting his juice from Jose Canseco's dealer.
Say it right. Mumra the Ever-Living, who lost his cape in a game of poker with Panthro. He did lose his cape.
I'm proud to say, even though I don't have the Thundercats layer, I have Mumra's tomb, and I have the Thunder Tank. Well, my Thunder Tank is missing the rubber wheels or whatever. What do you call it? The rubber track?
Yeah. I can still get the Super 7 Thunder Tank. That thing is amazing looking, but
How much is that? Like 200?
I think so. About 250, I think.
Fuck that.
Well, it'd be about the same price I paid for my my turtle van. The party wagon.
That's a really big Thunder Tank.
Okay, so let's get Jackalman out of the way. We'll do the guys that are a little bit more well-known. Kind of looks like, what, Razor?
Let's see.
They're babies! Yeah, she looked like half Mumra. Gargamel. Oh, Gargamel, that's hilarious.
This figure's awesome. Jackal Man?
Yeah. Unfortunately, he does not look like his version on the show.
You know what a lot of these figures look like? They look like the characters from the arcade game Metamorphic Force.
Yes, yeah, they do. Oh my god, yeah. Since I've watched you play that a couple of times, I just it instantly clicked.
Which is an amazing game, by the way.
I mean, he looks like he transformed into it, like he's a werewolf, and the yellow on his chest is actually a ripped up shirt, and his torn blue jean pants that, because he shredded his pants.
Or Hazar from TMNT 2.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Scythe. Love this character in the show. Very Rankin and Bass. Very Smeagol-esque.
Oh, I'm seeing another rare one I have.
Okay, we'll get to that in here in a minute. You can tell me which one after this.
This is a common. This is an $8 to $10. This is not. It's very common. Looks very Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, very, very The Hobbit too. I mean, or Lord of the Rings, Tolkien.
He looks like he would smell like a toad in the mud. You know, just very stinky.
Smell bad, like freaking character from Labyrinth. Gotta get my stuff straight. Anyway, Vulture Man, love this character too. I don't know. I just for me, these characters are like the villains, like the henchmen. Just felt like very well written compared to.
Dude, I can't imagine what a carded full Thundercats
Line would
collection would.
be.
Big fucking money. A full, complete carded Thundercats series.
It would look good on the wall, man. But yeah, I would have to sell everything I got just to have that. That would be the one collection you have. You would not have anything else.
Every time I see this figure, you know what I think of, Vince? Dark Crystal.
Yes, I can see it. I can see it.
The dinner table scene.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I can't tell you how much Dark Crystal would fuck with me in the head as a kid. Dark Crystal horrified me. When they ate that nasty food. Do you guys remember Dark Crystal as a kid? The movie fucked with my head, dude. Traumatized me. I loved it, yet it scared the shit out of me at the same time.
How much altogether for the entire series? 10K? Vin's asking.
Oh, I mean, at least. So, dude, this one, I remember Mongor. Dude, I paid a pretty penny for Mongor too. I'm gonna say I paid 60. I gotta know what this goes for now. This is gonna be a big one. Let's see what Mongor goes
It's the
for.
devil.
Thundercats Mongor.
This
is another one. I think I had to get Mongor from Europe too.
Didn't they release a 4K version of Dark Crystal?
Wow, what the fuck? Mongor only goes for $63. Thought I paid. Maybe Mongor went down price.
Yeah, there's a 4K version of Dark Crystal. Oh wow, there's a limited edition set. That's pretty cool.
It is a hairy goat.
Hey, this is what the Lawnmower Man looked like in Stephen King's original short story, not the movie that we got.
Mongor looks like some Billy Goat's fucking gruff
Billy
shit,
Goat's
right?
gruff. Except for he doesn't have hoofs. That boy has claws. Dad said he looks like Krampus. Look, he's got a freaking scythe, man. He's freaking Stephen King's Lawnmower Man. The original book, short story.
Vince, what was the Billy Goat's gruff story? Like they're trying to cross a bridge and like there's like an ogre.
Yeah, I believe so. That's under. Yeah, hold on. I haven't looked at.
I know Floyd. Floyd, break down some Billy Goats, the 3 Billy Goats gruff in the chat for us. Break it down. Give me the Cliff's notes on that. I know he knows.
Here, Wikipedia. 3 Billy Goats gruff live in a valley named the Gruff. There's a very little.
That's kind of like we have a gooch, you know. It's like our gooch is like the gruff. There's very little grass in the valley. There's very little pubes in the gooch.
Yeah, very little grass in the valley. So they cross the river to get to I can't read right now.
Transhumans.
Yeah,
A mountain pasture.
Transhumans. To graze, and they go over a bridge where there's a fearsome, hideous troll.
It says the moral of the story of 3 Billy Goats Gruff is never be greedy. In the story, the troll got greedy about the bigger, tastier goat, and that's why he let the smaller goats get away. Finally, when he met the biggest goat, he was taken down by his might. Oh, the big goat fucked him up.
All right, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'll let you read that one, Ryan. What my dad said. That's hilarious.
It was the origin of Donald Trump. McGruff. Vin, you talking about McGruff take a bite out of crime? You know what, man? I would love to reread some of those stupid fairy tales as a kid, that I read as a
Yeah,
kid.
I know.
I'd love to revisit some of that shit. Some of that shit was pretty brilliant, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. It was, and I don't know. We have some of those stories, like, and I've read some of them to Edward, but I know my dad used to like read them all the time, and then we had school and stuff that our teachers would read them to us.
Who the fuck, Vince? Who the fuck is Hans Christian Andersen? Is that one person?
Hans. No.
Is that one person that wrote all that shit?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
How the fuck did one person write all that shit? And how long ago was that?
Well, think about it. Like, how many books and short stories has Stephen King's written, and he's still alive?
Guys, I'm sorry that we're supposed to be talking about Thundercats, and all of a sudden,
there's Captain Cracker
going into Hans Christian Andersen, Billy Goats Gruff. I don't know. I'm all over the place.
Dare to say no. I wanted to keep the minorities from moving to areas where plans to build cheaper homes. Yeah, where plans to cheap. See, I can't read tonight. I'm tired. Captain Cracker. Dude looks like a robot.
I think he might be a pricey one. See, I don't understand this part of the... So when did the Thundercats animated series intersperse all these pirate-looking characters in?
Because I thought they went to a second planet at some point. Another planet.
Like a pirate planet?
Yeah, because there was other characters that were outside of just the...
I feel like maybe that was later in the series.
Yeah, it was. It was. I believe so, it was.
And then there was the tiger... Wasn't there the tiger sharks later in the series, too? Did they come across those, or was that a totally different thing?
No, they did. Because there was another race of beings they came across. But, like, if you look... Because remember, this was supposed to be... When they went to... They were looking for a planet. I think they were looking for Earth. They ended up crashing on the planet they went to, and they called it Third Earth. But they were from, like, Earth 2.
I love that his name is Captain Cracker. That's pretty funny.
Well, then you got Shinner, Captain Shinner over here. With his huge-ass chin. No, I'm sorry, that's a beard. He must be a rat.
Oh, shit, dude. Captain Cracker, y'all want Captain Cracker, you gotta shell out 100 bones.
Oh, shit.
$100.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Okay. So, not very good pictures for Mr. Shinner here.
Mr. Shitter?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, dude, I am really proud of my collection because I'm looking at, like, people putting together, like, a lot of, like, 25 figures in, like, a collector's case.
Dr. Robotnik.
They're trying to get, like, 2 Gs, dude. So, it's looking like my collection is probably, like, 2-3 Gs deep with what these are going for on eBay right now.
Yeah, just them loose.
I bought them when I did, man.
Well, and like, this is the other thing, too, is anybody who wants to get in this, if you can get them loose and you can get them cheap, go for it. That's why
I've been trying to point out when they're 8 to 10. Some of the ones are 8 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
In case anybody is interested, you know?
But keep in mind, too, for those that don't want to go that route, you can always go with the Super 7 figures. They're about $50 per figure. And they're cartoon accurate. They have really good articulation. But it is...
I think those are going to end up costing you more, though, to get that series, Vince.
Oh, I know. Well, at least if you just got the main 5 characters, and then you got at least the main 4 villains, I think...
Yeah, you could do that.
Cost you about maybe $400. But you can piece it out because they're easy to get. They're not hard to find.
Dude, Captain Shiner looked like he dipped his stick in too many maidens of the sea. Too many his face looks like he got caught the clap or something.
Well, like he doesn't have like I would have went with Shiner, but I thought it was better with Shinner. But you know, because like he's a rat.
Oh, Captain Shitter. He's got like a face he's got a face like a gopher.
And look, he's got a photon blaster here.
Is he the gopher from Caddyshack?
I'm all right.
Ain't nobody worried about me. All you got to be inside.
We both went there. That's hilarious.
I'm all right. Ain't nobody worried about me. What I love the Dangerfield line that closes the movie. We're all gonna get laid. Remember when he wins?
Yeah. Oh my god, I gotta rewatch that 1 and 2. It's been a long time.
Yep.
We got Groon the Destroyer. Should have called him Snaggletooth. Oh, chicken of the sea in the face looking ass.
I'm all right. Remember that? There's a really hot blonde chick in Caddyshack too. The one that Chevy Chase bones in it.
I can't remember who that is. My dad would know.
When he's like wooing her on the piano when she comes in his house. This hot blonde chick, and he was like, "I was born to love you, but you were born to love me first." Like essentially saying that he wants a little, her to go downtown on him first.
Was it Cindy Morgan?
Yeah, she was a hottie. Cindy Morgan. Wow, it was very nice. Yes.
She's gonna take you down to the golf course, and you're gonna fill up your holes. Anyway, all right. All jokes aside, let's you got him.
I love.
You got Groon.
He's putting, and he's going sha-na-na-na-na. Remember when he's making those noises when he's putting? So fucking funny.
No, they were traveling around Third Earth and met up with other people. It was until they signed for survivors of Thundera to come that they started going into space. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyage of the Thundercats.
Ba, 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 ba.
You got nothing on Groon here?
Groon, I feel like could have been like the lead singer of Rat. He's definitely like in a metal band.
I could see him being a pirate too. I mean, I don't know. She played.
What's with the one tooth? The one tooth needs to get a little bit of like filed down there. That's a little much.
He broke the other two, so he should have been Snaggletooth or Bust.
He's looking like Axl Rose. Is his stylist here with the hat on and the hair?
Actually, he looks like what's his name? The comedian, the one that would always talk about drunk drivers.
Oh yeah,
Sam Kinison. Yeah. He looks like Sam Kinison. Yes.
Sam Kinison was a Thundercats.
Yes.
He's always like, oh.
When I broke my tooth, it was oh.
All he would do is scream. He was pretty funny though, Sam Kinison.
Oh yeah, man, I miss him. I miss all those great friggin' comedians, dude.
That was kind of like a gimmicky era. You had to have like a gimmick, like the Dice Clay nursery rhymes, Kinison with the screaming. Like it was like you had to have a gimmick during that era.
Better than Rodney Dangerfield. Well, I get no respect.
Yeah, Rodney Dangerfield getting no respect, like Vinny Boombots. Yeah, Vin Kinison had that rage. What about his cover of Wild Thing? Bow down now. Supposedly he partied more than any of those guys. Kinnison partied
Party
as much
really
as
hard, yeah.
Kinnison and Belushi partied the hardest. All right, look at this. Monkian?
Monkian. He's a monkey. It looks like it's Hulk Hogan as a... he wanted to get in the action.
What you gonna do, brother?
What you gonna do, brother, when I wrap my 20H pythons around you? He looks like a wrestler. I mean...
Yeah. Kind of looks like Dusty Rhodes as a ape. Dusty Chodes.
Could you imagine being that kid that only got this figure, but you love WWE or WWF and stuff, and you're like, all right, this is my
And
wrestling
you fought
guy.
the Hasbro wrestlers with him?
Yep.
He would fuck up the Hasbro
Dude,
wrestlers.
yeah, he towers over 2 inches above them. All my friends are
He's like he's
junkies,
got a football helmet.
and I'm a monkey.
His helmet looks like, what's the Power Ranger villain? That helmet?
I can't think of his name. I know what you're talking about.
Is it Zordon or some shit? Zor?
Well, Zordon was the leader of the Power Rangers, the blue dude in that tank.
No, then I mean what was the... God damn it, the one that was like roided up with the vac metal helmet and the staff. It says Z on it, didn't it?
Oh, you're talking about Zed. Zed.
Yeah, Lord Zed.
Who's
You
Zed?
get like the Lord Zed helmet going on here a little bit.
Who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby. I could see that. Looks like brain matter. Yeah, I could see it.
I just remember like he's just talking to that bitch about pancakes so much in Pulp Fiction, right? And I'm like, shut the fuck up about the pancakes.
Say what one more motherfucking time.
It's not a bike, it's a chopper, baby. How about like the taxi driver scene in Pulp Fiction that goes on for like 30 fucking minutes? That bitch talking to him after the fight. I'm like, Quentin, Tarantino, enough of this fucking scene with the taxi cab. 45 minutes.
But it's real life, man. It's what I went through. It wouldn't work as a scene if I didn't do it. You know how he talks. I love Quentin, but man, it's like he just goes on and on about a scene, and
I know. We're gonna have this other scene. We're gonna have this other scene in Pulp Fiction where we just look at the back of Ving Rhames' head with a bandage on it for fucking 45 minutes too, while you're telling him to go down in the fight.
And then
Like you can just see the editors, like the editors were talking to him like, Quentin, can we cut some fucking time off this scene, please? He's like, no, it needs to be 30 minutes. There's one scene.
And the funny thing is that my dad and me are on the same wavelength because he's like, "Damn it, son, you said it before I could type it," which we were in the same level. This guy looks like the villain, or it could have been a villain from The Secret of Nim. Like he's not really in place of this movie, in the show. It's
Well,
just-
like Secret and Down,
yeah.
very much.
But
It
what?
looks like you sing that. Remember that cat song? I am Siamese, if you please. I am Siamese.
If you don't, please, yeah. Man.
If you don't, please. We are Siamese, if you please.
Rataro is Rataro. Rataro.
This is why you really do kind of need to be around 40 to watch our show. Because all the references we're hitting you with
Right?
are like late 30s to 40-year-old references for movies.
Yeah, Dad said that Quentin Tarantino is the king of slow burn. He is. He sets up a joke, and 45 to an hour, or at the end of the movie, it pays off.
Dude, he makes Woody Allen dialogue seem short. He makes Kevin Smith dialogue seem short. You're like, you think Kevin Smith and Woody Allen go on tangents? Watch a fucking Tarantino movie.
Okay, so we got Safari Joe, who looks like Dr. Robotnik.
And been like the I am Siamese, if you please.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Vin. You're welcome, man. We love just going all out on the jokes here.
And once again, he gets that reference. He's the right age to watch the show.
He's the right age to get it. Yes.
You're gonna get that references. Somebody in here, if they're 24, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
So, how much is Safari Joe, Ryan?
Safari Joe. Oh, interesting. I do not have him. Looking like Kojak.
Or Dr. Robotnik. Or our buddy Owaz. I could literally, if I could find this figure, I'd send it to him.
What's his name again?
Safari Joe.
Safari Joe.
Yeah, it's Safari Joe. He's a gang warden or a games warden or whatever how they say it.
Oh, you kid, Safari Joe's gonna set you back about $100.
Carded or
loose?
Loose, just no weapon either. Whew, man.
I don't see a lot of people ponying up 100 for some Safari Joe. I mean, maybe some of these other characters. There's a lot listed, bro. There's a lot.
Well, the thing is like this guy doesn't even look like he would be a part of the show.
Yeah.
He looks like he's part of Rescuers Down Under. You know,
dude. I just scrolled through like 25 Safari Joes for sale for $100, and nobody's biting.
You'd probably make an offer on him for like 60. It's Harry Mudd from Star Trek. All right, so that's all the villains.
Yeah, he does look like a human. There's nothing special about Safari Joe.
No, he just looks like a standard dude. He doesn't even have to be a villain. He just looks like... Because like he's not even menacing looking. So, companions. This is where we get Wily Kit, Wily Cat. We get Snarf.
With the full articulation.
Jeez, Lion-O. Snarf, Snarf.
Oh, I want a Snarf plush, dude. Is the plush Snarf?
I'll go look, but I want this. I have the 2012 version of this figure, which they made him more of a. He doesn't talk. He's just a. He was silent. He just kind of said his name like a Pokemon, but he was
so much cooler than my PVC one. God damn, I need this one. I bet you that's expensive though. Let's see what it costs. Let's see what the fully articulated Snarf goes for.
Snarf, Snarf.
Everybody's got the PVC. Okay, not too bad. 40.
Just a figure because he didn't come with anything. It was just him. That's not bad.
Just 40.
Very careful. The movies right here, but most serial killers aren't. Or I should have said. No, I shouldn't have said that. It's pretty awesome.
Snarf looks close to a gremlin, dude.
Yeah, I would say that. I would totally agree with that. And I would wonder if maybe the design for him came from that, because you're like, what? Gremlins came out in 85, right? I think.
Dude, I got so far down the rabbit hole collecting Vince, like, especially at the height for me, like 4 or 5 years ago, that I even had to get back, like, my PVC Gremlins figures and shit, like my Gremlins too, like PVC figures, like where they're holding like the candy and like they're holding. It's like that's when you know you've gone really far down the rabbit hole when you're even getting back to like your old PVC figures. They didn't even move.
Yeah, 84 for Gremlins. So you're looking at like this show came out in 86, so there's a good chance that
they borrowed from Gremlins.
They did design him from Gremlins. Taking the Mogwai and him.
Good lord, dude! If you want a plush Snarf, it's gonna run you $120. Good lord of mercy.
How large though? Because that does really depend on it. If it's a good 1.5 feet or 2 feet tall, or like a wide.
It's a 12-inch plush.
That's still not bad, man. Honestly, but I mean, it depends on the condition, though. You said he didn't look menacing. The way Drive Snarf cringes. I need more. Snarf, snarf. Not much.
Thundercats.
What's up?
I feel like that was like they're kind of delisting these figures at this point. They're like, no, you're just a Thundercats companion.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You're not even a character, right?
You're not like mainline, like premier Thundercat. You're just a Thundercats companion. Like Wily Cat, you little bitch. You know, that's basically what they're saying. Like, you can't do shit. You can go out and play in like the park, but you can't like get down with none of these fights. Wily Cat.
Oh my god, yeah, that's so bad. I mean, the figures look good. To be honest, they look pretty decent, and they have their hoverboards and stuff. But I don't know why they did that. It's so weird. Yeah, to C-list them. Yep, exactly. I can understand Malmut being a companion. I can understand like the Robo Bears to be that, but it's weird when you have a main character of the show be relegated to something small like that.
Yeah, that one's so much more cooler than my PVC one.
PVC, yeah. I wonder, it sucks because you think about the Kinder Ghostbuster line, the real Ghostbuster stuff. We never got like the demon dogs as toys, and it just
every time we do this show, all I want to do is be back in my toy room at home.
Dude, I can't wait to get my shelves finished, man. I'm gonna work on it this weekend at least. I'm putting up 1, 2. I'm probably going to be putting up like 6 shelves, and I can start putting more stuff up. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, it's like I need to be one with my figures right now.
When all my figures combine, I will be Retro Ryan. Retro Ryan, he's our hero. I feel like
they're calling to me. They're calling to me like a lone pet. Ryan, come back to us. You have left us.
You know what would be funny is like it's kind of like Toy Story. So like when you're gone, they're all playing around in your house, and then they have to climb back up on the shelving and get back in the place they were before. You're gonna come home one day and like a figure's gonna be moved a certain way, and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on?
We love what you're saying in chat. It's hilarious, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, man, no, keep it going. You guys, if you want to continue to joke, rant, and just engage in the conversation, do it. I mean,
that's what we're trying to do, dude. We're trying to give you extensive toy guide overviews of these lines, but also get silly at the same time. Like, if anybody's doing a toy show and they're not telling jokes, it's too serious.
Yeah.
You can't get so serious about action figures. You can't joke around. It's fucking toys, dude.
Like
You should have fun.
right, I know a lot, and I've forgotten way more than I know right now, at least. So, I mean, I'm gonna get my stuff mixed up, but we're having fun. I'm not worried about like how I am perceived with you guys. We're having fun. We're talking about toys. This is what me and Ryan's passion is, and we're glad that we can entertain. So
Yeah, if you can't joke around when you're talking about toys, what topic can you joke around about then? Like, this comes with the territory.
mm-hmm. You're always holding the fort. Much respects and salute. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. Then Panthro, then Tigra. Are you listening to your favorite characters, Henny?
So now I did a hard pass on these, Vin. These like Teddy Ruxpin looking fucking things. And by the way, I love Teddy Ruxpin. I have one, and mine's working, which I'm pretty proud of.
they do look like
Don't
lost,
they look like
forgotten
some
Teddy
fucking
Teddy Ruxpins.
Teddy
Yes.
Ruxpin looking fucks.
Actually, you know what they look like? They look like if the Ewoks were animatronics, and then the fur slowly came off. They're unskinned.
Dude, this is the one like this is the one your sister stole off you. Like your sister, like she went in your room and she took these two, like, you know, but you didn't even really care because it wasn't like the cool Thundercats that you wanted to play with. Like, so your sister took two of these, and you're just like, it's okay, you can have them, and she put them with her Care Bears, you know. This is what these two are. Your sister swiped them and put them in her Care Bears collection.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's like, all right, we know what we can do. Everybody loves Ewoks. Everybody loves what was the Robo Bear dad from Battlestar Galactica? Let's fuse them together, and here we go. We got these Robo Bears.
Dude, what is Burble Burt gonna do when shit goes down? This is not like helpful in a fight, in a battle. Burble Burt is gonna get fucked up in a fight.
Yeah, these are the Robo Care Bears. The Thundercats version of Care Bears.
This Burble Burt little bitch is gonna get murdered immediately in a battle.
Hell yeah, Henny. Panthro and Tigra were fantastic in that show. I love Panthro. And I love the whole just like the G.I. Joe PSAs when they redubbed the Thundercats and stuff. Where the fuck is what the hell is a Samouflage? All that stuff. Yeah, Spoxy, that's what it was. Thanks, Dad. Did you just merge the Ewoks in the droids? Yes, I did. Oh, okay. Look.
Who would win in a fight to the death? The Burble Burt
or Burble Bill?
An Ewok? Is it Burble Bill?
Burble Bill, yeah. This was this.
I feel like saying the name. I'm like burping. Burble.
It's like, come here, you little thing. You're just patting on a back so it can burp. Oh yeah, my name is just Bill.
Like in a fight to the death, would the Care Bear win? The Ewok or Burble Butt, whatever his fucking name is.
How's it going, Ruby?
Yo, Ruby.
Ruby, tell me, would you pick up Burble Bill if you were younger with the Thundercats?
You know what? Burble Bill kind of looks like a koala.
He does. Actually, I think I like his look better than the other two. He's the
best of the three.
Yeah.
He's the best of the three. The other two are like a shame compared to him.
Did you see what my dad said? He said, this is what my sister's toys looked like after I got a hold of them.
Yeah.
I wasn't that mean of a brother. I'm sorry. It's official, outlawed. Ruby, let's see. So this was supposed to be their versions of Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. It's the Muppets. Okay, so that's the companions. Let's go look at the creatures.
No, you know what this has got me thinking of? Like, this would be like what was the Mel Brooks Star Wars spoof? Spaceballs.
Mm-hmm.
This would be like the Spaceballs Ewok. Them mocking, right?
Yeah.
Did Ewoks make it in Spaceballs?
No, I don't think they've had them in the Spaceballs.
Because Jedi hadn't come out yet or whatever.
No,
But,
because
like-
they made the joke for Pizza the Hut for Jabba.
Holy shit, these creatures must be really rare. I've never even seen these before.
They look like Ghostbuster things.
These must be expensive as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Why does the one look like
Astral Mount Monster or Moat Astral Mount Moat Monster. Man, come on, say that. That's a tongue twister
you know what
there.
the Tongosaurus one looks like? It looks like that Dungeons and Dragons playset.
It
You know
does.
the one I mean?
Yes. Here, we'll go to that one first. The Tongosaurus. That name, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that sounds very pornographic, dude. That's like, keep the Tongosaurus away from your girlfriend or you're losing her.
The burbles were technologically advanced and used to help Panthro build things. Yeah, I remember what they did. I just it's just their design. It's funny. Ruby said she would definitely get it. She loves the red nose for the burbles. I mean, it looks like a board game. It looks like something from a Hot Wheels thing.
Why? It looks like Hungry Hippos, dude.
It does. Oh my god.
Hungry Hippos.
No. Wait till you see the next picture. Oh my gosh.
I know, does the tongue come out?
Yes. Man.
Let me see.
It's about to show up. It's It's coming. Supposed to be a creature type vehicle or something.
Oh my lord.
Oh my Lanta.
It's for her pleasure. Tongosaurus.
How did they get away with naming this thing?
Tongosaurus. Tongosaurus. You ever Tongosaurus?
You'd have been freaking pretty lonely to let
what are you
anything like
doing?
that near you.
What are you doing playing with my Tongosaurus? We talked about this.
Mom, that was my toy. Why is my... Never mind. I'm gonna leave that joke alone.
Mom, what are you doing with my Tongosaurus in the bathtub? Put that away.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. That's right. It won't give it away. Dude, it would never get away with it today. Never at all. Oh shit. Alright. We're getting laughs in the chat. It's supposed to be a toy for kids, not kids too, not adults. Who's the
Why are
dude
there
that...
all these curly hairs in my Tongosaurus? What are you been doing with this?
Well, I had a Tongosaurus. It disappeared. Yeah, like Tongosaurus sounds good. Take it to the plant and press it. Oh my gosh. Alright, so this is the Astral Moat Monster. Now I can say it. I got my laughs out, so my tongue's right. He looks like a Ghostbuster villain. Really,
Yeah.
not much
I don't know what I'm thinking of here. It's like, why does it kind of look like a chicken? It's like a chicken body.
It just the way the legs are. I mean, even look at the art on the box, right? Which is great, by the way. That is very like Dungeons and Dragons looking. I love it. It's really cool. It pops. So
Does it have like a flag on its back?
no, it's got wings.
Oh, it's got wings.
Yeah.
It's very like Motu art.
Yeah, definitely. It is very, very Motu art. I think honestly, I think this is one of the best boxes I've seen out of the whole things that we've gotten. I mean, besides the name of Lycosaurus over there, but his box was pretty good too. All right, so I got the laughs out. I know we're gonna get more laughs. So we did the heroes, we did all this. Let's look at the laser sabers. I have. Oh, okay. Must have been accessory packs for the heroes. I don't really have much to say about
Tell
these.
You could just tell the Thundercats line did good by how many figures they put out.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't show how many waves we got, but it does do it justice as far as giving us every figure that came out. At least that I can tell. Let's see. There's the plush. Here's the Snarf. Holy crap, that is awesome. All right, guys. Boiling, Hummus, Vin. Would you guys, Ruby? Would you pick this up? This is the amazing plush for Snarf here. Snarf, Snarf.
That they need to reissue this plush.
They should. I think they should. It would not be hard to redo this. Yeah, Tungosaurus sounds okay. I got nothing for that. Whatever it is.
That's an adorable plush.
Looks like.
I'll be right back, Vince.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing this in stores because I remember that yellow back and stuff. If yeah, I would pick them up. And a bill a second. All right. Rampagers. Yeah, looks cool. It's one of a kind. It's one of a kind look. Reminds me somewhat of Gizmo from Gremlins. Yeah, definitely. I would get that Snarf. Hell yeah, there you go. Pretty good mascot. I mean, his thing, right? His catchphrase, Snarf, which is just his name, is so easy to say, and it's stuck in your head forever as long as you watch the show. All right, so first of the Rampagers. So these can't be used to call somebody and leave them a message that you need to call them like we used to have in the 90s. But this dude looks like he opens up into 3 shells that form into a drill. I don't remember this guy. I got nothing. The Driller. Stinger. Waspinator, terrorize. Anyway, kind of what vibes I get from him as he's Beast Wars. Actually, from the box, he kind of looks like one of the insectoids. Like a rejected idea. What are you doing, Lion? Oh, yeah, come on. Snarf, Snarf, what are you doing, Lion-O? I do remember this guy. I don't think I ever had him, but let me get a better image. Let me get him blown up for you guys. Hold on. It's pretty cool. bet there's not any better pictures of him. That's what I was thinking. Waspinator from Beast Wars. Is that a trigger? I don't know, Dad. It could be a trigger. I think it's a trigger. It may not do the things we think it does. Honestly, I think it is you hold it and it makes the wings flap. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. Alright. Then we got the roleplay, which was the Sword of Omens. Oh my gosh. This is so awesome. How many of us would love to have that sword running around the house, knocking down our parents' pottery and other things, going, thunder, thunder, Thundercats, ho! I never had this as a kid, but I want it now. Sight beyond sight. Why is it drinking the crotch here? I don't know. I have no clue. Kind of goes back to that whole Robot Chicken episode where they, Megatron's all like, alright, get to the Autobots, and he's sitting there pulling his own trigger, shooting his blaster. And then all the Decepticons turn to look at him. He's like, what? So I have to fire my gun. Alright, we got the Berserkers, did we? Not yet. Hold on, let's see. No. We got a Cruncher here. Definitely been crunched because he has no legs at all. And his arms look like they're about to pop. Damn, you could dual wield Swords of Omen and him as a power sword? Hell yeah! That would have been a great crossover. It was a missed opportunity, guys. Berserkers. He is giving Lion-O a manly embrace. Man, I would love to have one of those real ones they make. Oh, yeah, Dad. Like the ones that we've seen at the Renaissance Festival? Yeah. Those are awesome. Alright, we're looking at Hammerhand here, where his only ability is having one larger arm than the other. And it's mechanical. Well, it's just, oh my god, there's so much wrong with this figure. You found him. That shouldn't have happened. Perhaps in an alternate timeline, it would probably do just not ours, right? Dude, it just, the opportunities to make great movies and content and stuff is gone. We'd have to do it ourselves. And unfortunately, we run the risk of it being copyrighted or, you know, getting a cease and desist letter from the the rights holder for this stuff. Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah, no worries, dude. My best friend Evan, who passed away, always had him. Oh, wow. That's cool, man. Like, well, it sucks because like but like having a figure that you remember because of your friend and stuff, or having memories or fond memories of a figure. They look like they're members of a rock band, honestly. Yeah, whoever is holding the rights are Sue happy. I know it's not the greatest figure, but yeah, I feel you. Ram Bam. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, no worries. Let me see if Ryan can look how much that figure is worth. Actually, let me look that up. Oh yeah, he has that roller wheel on the chest. Did this have the thing where you? Oh no, okay, so it's not one of the pull ones. You should just roll this one back and he rolls forward. Crazy. It's divine that I looked up and you pulled out that figure. Yeah, hey man. It's the world and the universe work in mysterious ways. Hammer and Thundercats. Let me see how much he's worth. Oh, there's a new version of him. Oh shit. Hold on. Let me for you get a vintage one for 40 bucks. Or you can do this. Hold on, let me pull this up. Big Bad Toy Store. Can you just open? Okay, that's fine. You're gonna be difficult on me. Give me a second, guys. We're gonna go and we're gonna go to Thundercats, and we're gonna look at the Super 7 stuff. And I'm gonna pull this up for you, Ben. Hammer Hand. He's $27 right now, the Super 7 version of him. So hold on. Take this, copy, post it on the screen. Here. Open a new tab. Paste. Alright. There you go, Ben. This is the new version that you can get. So I'm gonna do this. Let me see. Before I was wishing for a lot of the nostalgic franchises to be remade too, and they have been, sadly, but sadly they turned them into abominations. Right, yes. Some of it is good, sometimes it's not. It depends on who's behind the project. We got a mechanized, angry a leprechaun right there. Yes. There was a different figure of him, I believe, but that's him. Yeah, so this is the Super 7 version of him, where he's more cartoon accurate. But yeah, he's like 27 bucks right now. But yeah. Let me see if I can find one for you, man. If you don't have one, I'll look for it. And this is the one I actually remember the most, is the top spinner. This dude, his gimmick was his waist would turn, and he would hit with a mace and a shield. Today it's all about IP and profits. It's really nice. Looks like an angry Viking with a big arm. Thundercat Berserkers. Oh, at least you're not smacking your hand when you're doing it. Jeez. Looks like an angry Viking with a big arm. Yep. Alright, so we've done... The only two that we have, I was trying to wait for Ryan to come back, is going to be the vehicles and the accessories. So, we've already talked about the Thundercat Slayer. we can talk about Mumbra's Tomb Fortress, which kind of sucks in a way, because if you remember in the show, he has a pyramid and stuff. I mean, this is kind of cool, but in all honesty, it's not great. It's just really like a throne for him. See if I can get that large for you guys. Still a really cool cover. But yeah, the whole gimmick of this was that you would have Mumra on one side and the other Mumra on the other, and you would rotate the front, so you would just... It was basically a way to transform the figure from Mummy to his all-powerful version. Could you imagine being Indiana Jones and walking into this place like, this is the wrong tomb? Excuse me as I see myself out. I really don't know what I'm looking at here with the Luna Lasher. Do you guys know what we're looking at? It's beyond my understanding. Yeah, Tomb Fortress looks like a competitor to Skeletor's Fortress. Definitely missing an opportunity for a collab back in the day. Well, you look at Snake Mountain and that, like, I don't know, man. I want Snake Mountain over Mumra's tomb. Okay. It is a mining tool. Trigger activates awesome pounding. Arm pounding there, guys. And then we got the Thunder Wings, which is not really a great accessory. I mean... One wrong move and you break your ankles or your legs. And you're laying there screaming, asking for someone to come help you. It's is that like Hulk fist? Take it to the tomb, good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah. So I'm guessing, like, so if you wanted to, right, you could combine all these together and they'd make a cool mech. But the arms would get in the way of the wings. I got nothing to say on that. That's weird. Alright, so last bit of stuff, guys. And that is the vehicles. We have the Hovercat. Kind of looks like the ship that we got for the Aliens Kinner line. Didn't they do the transformation in one of their commercials? I don't know. Maybe. I'd have to go look back at that. I could see where those would combine together, or could combine together to be one giant mech. It's kind of a cool design. I mean, I guess when you're holding it, the rudders rotate. That's how it actually flies. It rotates by... turbo-powered scout craft. I love the artwork, though, on the boxes are fantastic. The Hovercat. The Mutant Fist Pounder. Sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger should be talking about this is vehicle in this Thundercats show. Come over here, Lionel. I got my fist pounder waiting for you. Honestly, it's kind of lame when you think about how awesome the Thunder Tank is. I do like the colors. Kind of gives me Robotech, the next generation feel. Or something from Gundam. Looks like the design of the hovercraft to fit the figure if you have them. Yep. Mutant nosed driver or diver. This is water. I don't know how. We're looking at vehicles. I don't know how I feel about this. The mutant nose diver. It looks like an aquatic vehicle.
I only really like the Thunder Tank. A lot of the vehicles leave a lot to like look at the one that's like that look like just a ski sled. Some of them look kind of generic.
Yeah. Well, there's the hovercat we looked at. In design, it looks cool, but it looks like it reminds me of the not the APC, but the ship from Aliens a little bit. But I mean, it's got a lot to be desired about it. But I love like the box art, man. Like the play features that you see that are drawn on this thing are really nice. I can definitely see where kids would have picked this up just because of that. But I mean, yeah, you're right. Even the mutant fist pounder, because I got to say, like Arnold, leaves something to be desired compared to the Thunder Tank. Underwater vehicles are questionable. Yeah.
You're like, look at the Thunder Claw. Like, I see that on eBay a lot. It's not really, they don't really move them much.
This one? I mean, it's a cool design. It kind of reminds me of like...
That's very Motu.
Yeah, it does. Definitely. It looks like... If you think about like the Masters of the Universe movie and some of the stuff we saw on the show, that's what it looks like. It looks like something from that.
No, but the Thunder Claw is just... It just looks like a ski sled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at that. Like, that's just... I especially don't care for, like, the wings on it.
Yeah, that's very weird. Unless, like, maybe because of the way it's designed, it's I guess a hovercraft. Like, it pushes air out, depending on the air and the movement, I guess. I don't know. I can't really think about how... Or just...
Yeah, there's just not much. There's not much that's very fun about this vehicle right here.
Well, considering okay, that's what it is. The whole gimmick of this is because of it's a grabber mechanism, so it's used to grab an enemy. So these are meant to fold down and grab your foe. They probably could have designed something a little bit better. I mean, it's got some good detail. I think that maybe going into it a little bit differently or a different direction.
But the way the Thunder Tank transforms into two positions is really impressive. How it does like the raising its arms position with the mouth open, and then the downward position where it can just drive.
Yeah,
that's really cool that it can do that. I still haven't bought a track for mine.
It looks like something from Star Wars or Flash Gordon. Oh yeah, the track.
Love the tracks.
I mean, I love it. It was such a cool vehicle. Even in the 2012 series, when they redesigned it and stuff, that was a cool vehicle.
So you don't have the vintage one?
I don't have the vintage one. I'd love to get it, but
Yeah. I have it. Just mine's missing the tracks. Let me see how much the tracks cost. Because I bought it without because it still looked nice with even without the tracks. You know, it still looked good.
I mean, honestly, the Mutant Sky Cutter looks better than the the Thunder one.
God, I think they want a shitload for these tracks. Can't they just fucking 3D print them?
I'm pretty sure you could get someone to 3D print them if you got the specs for it.
They want like $70 for the.
Just the tracks.
God damn. That's a lot, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's quite a bit, man. Thundercats Stilted Runner. Or Stilt Runner. Which is like, I still think that these should be combined together, those 3 different vehicles.
Like, who has $100 plus 20 shipping? Who has $100 just to replace your rubber tracks on your Thunder tank?
I'd rather
Who
spend.
has that money?
Well, yeah, I'd rather spend $75 on something else than just tracks for my Thunder tank. All right, so that's technically everything for Thundercats. The only thing that I wanted to go look at, since we talked about this in the show, is the Super 7. And we're going to look at the Thundercats lair, and we'll look at the Thunder tank. And we can wrap up the show. All right, so here is the Thundercats lair that just came out this year. People are starting to get it shipped out. This was crowdfunded by Super 7.
I hate this, Vince.
How much it is? Yeah.
Well, I hate how much it is, and I hate how oversized it is. If they had made this the same size, I would love this.
Well, it's designed for the Super 7 figures. It's not designed for the original ones.
No, I get that, but it's just the Super 7 doesn't have a big enough user base to warrant this layer. Not enough people have it. Everyone has the Thundercats vintage figures.
Yeah, but remember,
not everyone has the
I
Super
understand
7.
that, but you're looking at, like, I think Mattel owns the rights to Thundercats, so you would have to get them to do this. I mean,
dude, plus I mean, realistically, they probably sold like 500 of these. That's it.
Let me see. How many? I mean, we'll never really know, but I can look it up.
Well, we'll know how many they made. I think they only made like 500 or 1,000. But if they were to sell the reissue of the vintage layer, they could sell 10,000 of them. You know?
Yeah, but it'd still be, if they just did the original layer reprinting it, you're looking at like a $300, maybe I'd say $200 playset. Because I'm looking at like what the retail. I mean, because I know, remember, we talked about this before, but
if Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain can be 100 from Mattel,
well, but that's Mattel. It's not Super 7. Remember, they literally designed this and the Thunder Tank for those figures, for the collectors that get into them. Now,
Mattel could one day get the license.
They could, and they should. There's no reason why they shouldn't be doing. Well, we're already getting a crossover line. We're getting the Thundercats Motu stuff. So there's a possibility that they could do it. But like I was saying, we're going to be getting the Firehouse for Ghostbusters, the Real Ghostbusters reissue. That's going to be amazing, but that thing is going to be like $150, maybe.
I don't know if I like the mount, like the mountains on the side. It looks like an iron lung, dude. They look like lungs connected to the layer.
I kind of
like a left and a right lung.
Well, it's just I think the image I'm looking at is the render. But this is the render stuff, right? This isn't the actual stuff. Because if you look, this is all the image. This is the render. The actual.
I'd pay 200. I'd pay 200 on a reissue for it.
But like, you got to look at like the detail. You're getting all of the accessories. I mean, like, there's the computer system. You got like their dinner area or where they would have meetings at, you know, and it's just it's got lights and sounds, and then it actually, I think it had an extra character too that came with it. Excuse me.
It's like you know, the Thundercats layer for doctors and surgeons.
Yeah.
And 80% of the Thundercats fans and collectors can't get it. You know, so it's like the play set for no one. The play set for the elite.
It's not for the average consumer. It's for those super Thundercat fans. And that's what sucks, dude.
Yeah, but it's like we all know that real collectors with real inventory and real collections, hundreds and hundreds of figures deep and playsets deep, don't have space for this playset. We know that. And that even goes for Super 7 collectors, don't have space for this playset.
Yeah, they're not going to tell you how many they sold. But the thing is that it retailed for $650. So the pre-order went up on it July 2023. And then originally released in 2024 for retail of $650. But I mean, it's just now starting to ship. But the thing is, like, about this is, this thing here, it's like, I have guys that I know that are in the collector that are like have much more massive collections, and they resell to do things. So they'll buy a collection, they'll resell it, and they got the Cat Slayer for free from the profit off of the things they purchased and resold. So, like, and I knew guys that like bought tons of, like, a few of these to resell on their own. So like, they may have bought like 3 of them, and then they're going to keep one and sell the other 2, but they're going to sell the other 2 and it's going to cover theirs for free. So, I mean, it's going to move. I mean, people are going to buy it, but not the average consumer. And that's part of the issue. That's what's one of the bigger issues with this whole crowdfunding toys. It's like, there are people that want this stuff. Just put it on the shelves. Learn how to remarket your product into the retail space so people can get it. But you also got to make sure that you put it at a price point they can afford. If not, we're going to get screwed. You know, that's why, like, Hasbro right now could reissue the Dragonfly, the Hiss Tank, any of their HasLab stuff. Take out some of the bells and whistles that made those exclusive and just sell a bare bones version of it so people can get it if they want to.
Why I know that Super 7 can't move all their shit is because half their Turtles line goes on sale on clearance.
Oh yeah,
on Big Bad and Amazon.
Well,
everything goes down to 30 before people buy it.
Well, remember, you got to look at it from, there's a difference between what a store liquidates something at versus if their shit's not moving well. Because the thing is that when a retailer buys a product from a store, or not a store, but from a distributor like Super 7, that stuff, they've already got their money for it. So the thing is that the retailers aren't selling enough of it, or the people that want it got it, and any of that stuff is just overstocked that they're not able to sell. So what they do is they liquidate it. It's not usually a factor to figure out, or I can't think of the words to say. It's not a factor or an indicator that a toy brand is not selling well. But it also depends on, like,
it does mean people are cherry picking ones that are hot and ones that aren't. Even Marvel Legends,
Yes.
there's ones that are hot, there's ones that can't move. There's ones that end up at Ollie's.
Right, they do. And that's
30% of their line ends up at Ollie's.
well, because what used to happen is that a retailer would rotate product out of certain areas that wasn't selling well into other areas, and those stores that they rotated to became like their outlet versions. So you would stumble across, maybe you're driving across country to a small town somewhere, you happen to hit a Walmart or a Target, and you're going to find stuff that you haven't seen in months that's at a cheaper price. That's why we see people who post these things where they found, oh man, I found the arcade 1-up for $75, but you go to your local Walmart, they're not $75 because it depends on the location. But like that said, a manufacturer makes their money up front. Usually what happens is that if they can't make enough money with the product, what they do is they'll sometimes allow the retailers to resell that product back to them. But that's not the case anymore. They make their money up front, and then the rest of it gets moved around in the retail stores. But what happens is that when there's new product that comes out, because that product didn't move the first time, the retailers aren't restocking it, so there's no shelf space for it. That's why we don't see certain figures and toys and stuff like we used to do. But it just, I don't know, it sucks. It's frustrating. But part of the problem, part of the big problem with Super 7 is the price. But because they're not a big manufacturer like Hasbro or even NECA, they have to. There's a lot of the research and development and the molding and some of the machines that they have to build to make these figures, that it's a cost they have to eat. So they basically kind of offset the cost that they pay for doing these figures and then feed it back into the price for retail for what is being sold to the consumer. So dude, it's frustrating. I know, but there's a niche because we're already in they only do 4 figures at a time per wave, and I think they're on wave 17 or something like that. They're 12. So the line is doing well enough that they're continuing to do the line for the product, or we wouldn't have gotten as far as we have with the what they've been doing with them. You're looking at so hold on, we'll look at it this way. Go back. Okay, so for Super 7, there's 94 figures. They started in 2020, and then
The Thundercats are turtles.
Huh?
The Thundercats are turtles.
For Thundercats. They started doing the Thundercats wave in 2020, and then they up to 2025. So there's 94 figures for this. So they're making it. I mean, it's lasted 5 years or going on 5 years. So it is doing well. And then also, we're not even factoring in the what is it, the other Super 7, the reaction figures, which are the smaller ones, the old G.I. Joe, Kenner Star Wars figures.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck can afford 55 every figure.
I don't. I mean, there's certain figures that I want, but I don't collect these figures for Thundercats. I'd love to have them.
So crazy. They do variations of everyone, like the Dream Master Mumra.
Mm-hmm.
It's translucent.
Yeah, this one here.
This is crazy.
Yeah, all these different variants.
I have a hard time just keeping up with the standard line, and then they give you 3 variations of shit.
Yeah, and like Dad said, if it was mass produced, the price point would be able to be kept lower. But because they kind of limit the production for this stuff, it makes it where they can kind of charge what they want for this. I had the Technodrome lost many of the parts. Let's see, let me get to the I mean, we're already well past with 94 figures, or figures in excess of vehicles, we're well past the original line for Thundercats. And then, like, think of this. This is a great... If you just wanted a really good Snarf, you could. That's what's good about, like, Super 7 figures, though, is, like, if you just want a Lino figure to represent the Thundercats in your collection, you don't want to get anybody else, $50 isn't bad for a well-articulated figure with multiple head sculpts, with multiple hands, some extra accessories.
And that's why a lot of those sell out, just the main figure.
Mm-hmm.
People, that's all they can afford, one.
Yep. And so here is and this is, again, the render, it looks like. This is the Thunder Tank that they did. You can actually put 2 figures in the cockpit instead of just one, like the original. I don't remember if the treads actually work. I think there's wheels underneath, which is kind of...
What the fuck is Extreme X-Men? I don't remember Extreme X-Men. They're putting out a Wolverine that's like blacked out. I don't remember ever seeing this.
This is during the time when everything was going extreme. And if I remember correctly, this is just before, like, Wolverine and the X-Men, where Wolverine was the leader of the X-Men.
What else was going? Like Extreme Dinosaurs, that series?
No, it would have been G.I. Joe Extreme, and then, like, Ghostbusters Extreme. There was a lot of, like, cartoons at that time that were coming out that had the Extreme somewhere in the title.
What about the band Extreme? More Than Words?
More Than Words, yeah. But what was cool about this, too, is that you can fit basically the whole team in this vehicle. The back opens up. It's got the gun, but you can fit the whole 5 people in there? Like Lion-O, Tigra, Panthro, Chitara, Wily Cat in there. So, I mean, it's a really a good set piece if you wanted to do it. But it's pricey, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, you're talking to me. I have, like, probably 20 things I bought from Super 7. But I only get them when they go on sale.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
It's funny because the best turtles they've had in that line have gone on sale. Like, the best ones.
So you can get the Thunder Tank right now for... It was originally, and I think the Thunder Tank originally was supposed to be it was backed, like a Kickstarter kind of thing. Crowdfunded, just like the Cat's Lair. Because their resale markup on it was originally $500. But they're selling it for $350. Let me go look and see what the original price for this thing was. Original retail price. Let's see. Oh shit! Well, okay. So the original price for this was $450. Holy shit! All right. So let's pop this up here so people can see it. Because this is going to give us a little bit better images than what we were looking at. So here's the Thunder Tank. We will pop it up. So you got the arm moving action. You got turrets, guns, emplacements. There's a glass canopy.
You know what? I still think some of the best prop stuff for $100 that's ever been made for any toy line is the Black Series helmets for Star Wars.
Oh, dude, those are amazing. I'd love to be able to get some of those. And they
have the Vader. You know, I have the Vader and the Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
For that.
Mm-hmm.
And the quality you get for $100 on those, you can't beat it.
Oh, and if you're lucky, whenever they go on clearance at Ross, hell yeah, you can get them even cheaper than that.
But they look like they're off the fucking movie studio, you know?
So, and They do. Just something to tell the audience. If you look at the image here, you can see how big this vehicle is. It's not like you're getting a retool of the original vehicle, right? This is a completely redesigned to make it look like the actual vehicle in the show. So, I mean, you're looking at what? Aren't the Super 7 figures 7 inches? So you can just see the guy holding it. It makes it look like it's kids holding his toys. It's so large. That's what she said, but... Yeah, 27 inches, 17 inches. Wow, the chat's going. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. There's a hole in my heart that can only be filled with you. By you was my personal favorite extreme track. Okay, so keep checking my snarf. Yo, what's up, Tib? What are you guys flipping your gams about? We're talking about the Thundercats. Ho!
What's up, Tib?
Thunder Tank looks badass. I hear Golden Axe music. Yes, sir. Dude, there is a Game Boy Advance, I think, or DS Thundercats game, and it's based off the 2012 series, so it's not even the original series. We never got a Thundercats video game. How wrong is this? Golden Axe Stage 1. An actual friggin' tank. Turf City. That's bloody. That's hard body karate. That's yeah, exactly. That's an expensive party stand, or play stand, or paperweight. Dust magnet. Hole in my heart was an underrated song. He just called you a hoe. But show. All right, Ryan. So where do we want to go next week? Let me minimize this so people can see
Bucky O'Hare.
My beautiful face. Bucky O'Hare.
I want to do Bucky O'Hare, and then I want to do Toxic Crusaders.
Okay, and then we'll come back around to Transformers again. So because we got to finish that shit.
And if you want, we can do, because there might not be enough stuff for Bucky O'Hare to do, and you know, we could combine the two. We could do, because those are my favorite two to mix on the same shelf. I have all my Bucky O'Hare and my Toxic Crusaders on one shelf. I actually threw in a couple Swamp Thing in there too, because Swamp Thing looks cool with Bucky O'Hare. All the green.
Well, Swamp Thing would also be something in that because you're looking at Toxic and Mutation and stuff as far as that.
So can we do Bucky and Toxic in one episode next week?
Let me look and see how many figures are on the chopping block for that. So
I bet you Bucky had like 20 tops. And same with Toxic.
Bucky O'Hare. Oh wow, there's only 2 figures?
That's not right, Vince.
No. It's just 2 options. So you got the Hasbro, which is the originals, and then you got the Boss Flight. So we could do, that's 23 figures. So we could do those. Okay.
And then Toxic Crusaders probably about 22.
Yeah, let's go look and see.
And like 2 vehicles. Or 3 vehicles.
Toxic Crusaders. All right. We're looking at, if we just do the Playmates, there's 15 figures. We could do that. You're looking at almost 40 figures total. And then we can talk about the Super 7, just a few of those. But then there's it's actually I think the Trick or Treat Studios ones are better. Because that's the one you have. They've only done.
I have all the vintage ones and the one Trick or Treat.
Yeah. So yeah, we can do that. That's fine. There's still.
I do want to do a Dick Tracy Toys episode too. Eventually.
Mm-hmm. He wants to get into the Dick. All right, hold on. Let's see. And that was Playmates as well. 19 figures. Yeah, we can definitely. That's we can. That's what do we do? We can do. You know what? We can do Dick Tracy and maybe Swamp Thing in one line. Let me see how many figures are in that.
That'll be a weird collabo, but it would work.
Well, technically, I would do Swamp Thing and Toxic Crusaders in one, and then. But yeah, your request, so we can do that. $17 figures? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, cool. All right. Let me see. Catch up the chat. Brian, buy the flowers and candy first. I don't know what we were talking about for that. Green Alien, Rabbit, and Green Toxic Mutant Man. Oh, you guys collect figures? Nerds, unfollow. You ain't unfollowing, Whacker. You're a friend, Mr. Chris. Alright, so... Yeah, we will... we'll do... Toxic Crusader, Bucky O'Hare next week. At some point, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to actually leave it up to you to kind of decide where we may go on certain episodes. So we'll talk about that in the future. But anything else you want to talk about for our topic tonight with Thundercats before we go?
I think that it's high praise for Thundercats that I think that's the closest any show's come to matching the He-Man lore. Just even though it's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like in that world, in that universe, in that similar aesthetic, the only show I can think that lasted long enough, similar amount of episodes run as the original Motu is Thundercats. I think, and I gotta say they're pretty even in quality for me. Yeah. I don't think there is a winner. I couldn't choose. Like it would be like how I'm feeling that week, trying to choose. Like maybe one week I'd just be more of a Thundercats mood, another week I'm more of a He-Man mood. It's like I don't want to choose those battles. Like, they're both too good to choose one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they both resonate with me in the same way. I love He-Man, but I mean, yeah, I get we had this conversation before, but
it's high praise.
Yeah, it's
high praise that you can even to match up anything to what He-Man was, and to say Thundercats can sit neck and neck with it. That's fucking like really high praise for a show and I'm saying for the show and the toy line. Like I would say that Motu has an edge on Thundercats just being more extensive of a toy line. This is 60. Motu's like 120 probably if you went through every figure. So it's really double. Motu's double the figures. But as far as like show to show, like how it like stands up, I think they're pretty neck and neck in goodness.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I mean, I'm glad that we got to this because there's definitely a lot more toys that we need to touch on. And going and focus on some of the smaller stuff is kind of a good idea, especially with Toxic Crusader, Swamp Thing.
I just wanted to. Floyd, I wanted to do Madonna, specifically only her, in that black lace dress looking like Marilyn Monroe, I would do like Tib knows, like the Hulkster does, but just rip Madonna's black
Yeah. Instead
little
of
see-through dress, rip it in the middle, just so she's butt ass naked, and do her on the top of that piano.
So
in the Dick Tracy.
just to be clear, we're talking about Madonna at that age in that movie, right? Not
in that movie,
not older
now.
Madonna.
Come on, don't kill my fantasy. I'm talking Dick Tracy era Madonna, looking full Marilyn Monroe. I wanted black little lacy fucking outfit, ripped the fuck open. I want to give her the Tongosaurus on the top of the piano.
Good, Chris. Good show chat, Ryan. Hey,
Is that vivid enough for y'all?
Okay, buddy. Whatever floats your boat. All right. So, but yeah, stay tuned, guys. We will be talking, like I said, about Toxic Crusader and Bucky O'Hare tomorrow. Me and Ryan and my buddy Andrew will be talking about the PlayStation 2 memories, the games, the system, everything that went on around that system. So stay tuned.
Get all your translucent blue and red memory cards out.
Hell yeah, dude! No, that's awesome. The translucent controllers, the memory cards, all the hard drive, the network adapter. Yeah, we're going to talk about all of it. The multi-tap. Ben said he can dig it. Oh yeah, we need to get that orange gina in here. So Ryan, take it away with the what the president's favorite drink is.
We love Orangina, okay? It's a lot better than Fanta. A lot of the kids love Fanta, but we love Orangina. It's Melania's favorite. She's a nasty woman, okay? Excuse me.
Does it keep you hydrated, sir?
We like to nourish my comb over with a lot of Orangina, okay?
No, that's what it is. He bathes in the Orangina to get the tan. It's not spray tan.
I love my
It's
spray
Orangina.
tan, especially, excuse me, Vince, especially under the eyes, when I look like a skunk hair. I look like a raccoon eye.
I look like
I was
I
looking for
wear a
raccoon.
mask. It's not my real face. It's a mask. Because they put those goggles too tight on my face with the spray tan. I can't get it into my eyes and it burns. I can't do a good I can't do a good impression of it. It's okay. But
We're gonna take all the countries, okay, by storm. We're taking Greenland, okay. We're taking Canada. We're taking the Gaza Strip, okay. We're taking your mother's strip club. Excuse me, okay. We're taking it all.
Your mom and dad's strip clubs from back in the day. Yeah. We're gonna bring it all back.
We're gonna take all of Europe. We're gonna take all of Europe, okay.
All right, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Catch us tomorrow for the PlayStation Talk for episode, I think it's going to be 112 of the Downloadable Podcast. And then I will have a new From a Dad's Perspective on Sunday. Brian, what do you got coming up?
Just make sure you subscribe to my channel and you're going to get the daily toy commercial shorts and video game commercials. And catch me every Tuesday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, taking your 80s, 90s game requests and playing you 80s, 90s toy and game footage and cover songs.
All right, guys. So in the comments below, let us know who your favorite Thundercats character is. Maybe your favorite moment from the show. But other than that, remember, collecting toys is not a problem. It can get you out of some serious stuff that's going on in your life. And if you need to, you can imagine anything you want it. So, I don't know where I was going with that, but have a great one, guys. Peace out.
Peace.